everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Nurse Abalori, and of course I am welcoming you to I Am Nurse Abalori, where we talk about all things business, lifestyle, religion, finance, you name it, travel. We do it all here on my channel. And again, if you are new to me or you've seen me around in these YouTube corridors, again, welcome you and thank you for joining me in my newest video. I have been missing a little bit from posting from YouTube. I think the last couple times I posted was doing a gratitude challenge, and I've kind of just been focusing on other endeavors since then. But however, I wanted to come and record this video today because there's just a few things that I want to talk about, and I figured today would be a good day to start. So once again, I am Abalori. I am a board certified registered nurse of over 20 years. I've been in healthcare for over 30 years, and it definitely has been a journey. And nursing, albeit its challenges, has definitely been good to me in terms of financial issues, working through those things, as well as buying a home and then traveling to be able to make more money. But since then, in the last couple of years, I have been honing back on just trying to move in a different direction as it relates to nursing and as it relates to the second half of my life. There are just some things that I am wanting to change and needing to change, and I thought today would be a great day to talk to you about those changes. And so you guys, excuse me, I do have on my workout gear because I actually just got finished walking my dog, so you may see him any minute somewhere because he's gonna pop his head out when he doesn't see me. He hears me, but he doesn't see me. So I've walked him, and then I am going to be doing a strength training workout right after this video. But however, I still wanted to come in and just kind of talk to you guys about life in general. So one of the things I want to say, when it comes to changing your life, moving into a different direction, the first thing you need to do is definitely set the atmosphere for how you want your life to be. And when I say set the atmosphere for what you want your life to be, it means you might have to get rid of old friends, distance yourself from people who you know aren't going to be good to you, to your new endeavors, that are going to possibly not be the best company for you to keep when it's time for you to move into a different direction. The second thing I would say is also set the date. Set the date for when you are going to make these changes. Now, albeit dates are flexible, we usually can move dates around to accommodate things happening in our lives, things that we want to do. We can usually move dates around. However, when it comes to setting a tone for your life and how you want your life to be, I would not suggest being flexible in moving with the date. The further you push your changes out, the more delayed that you're going to be. I know for me, the last month, I would say the month of April, I was kind of just going with the flow of things. And in the last week, I've decided to scale back on some of the responsibilities that I've had, and I've also decided to devote more attention to some of the responsibilities that I know I need to do to get my life into a more positive direction. And one of those things is, as a nurse, I am afforded the opportunity to work, make money, build my own schedule, essentially work when I want to work. But however, in the spirit of those things, I also tend to pick up more jobs than what I need to work. Meaning, right now, currently, I have 4 positions. I do not work full-time. I work what I consider part-time or as needed. That means every week, every day, mostly for the most part, every week, I make my own schedule for the days that I want to work. I worked this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and thus I have been off Monday and Tuesday, and more than likely I will finish out one of my jobs tomorrow. I am not exactly sure if I am going to continue on with this position or not, because I feel like it's interfering in my rest. It's also interfering in the things that I need to do to propel me in my next direction in life. And so for those of you who don't know, I work at night. And so this position is a one-to-one position. I just need to figure out if it is going to be a good time to go ahead and bow out gracefully, or if I need to hold on to it for a little bit longer. The reason why I would want to hold on for it a little bit longer is because I am also in the midst of revamping my finances, paying off some debt. And so we know every little bit helps. Any way that we can gain money, get extra income to pay off debts is always a help. And so with that being said, again, the first two things that I advise you to do is set the intention for how you want your life to be. And then make a date, set a date that you're going to make these changes happen. So the third thing that I suggest when you are wanting to make changes in your life, or if you're considering to make that change, grab yourself a devotional, a journal of some sort, and start writing down the things that you want to happen in your life. Also write down the things that are plaguing you, the things that are causing you distress, the things that are causing you trouble. One of the best things that I could have did was the beginning of 2023, before all heck broke loose in my life, towards the middle part of 2023, I started journaling. I started getting more into my Bible. I started doing things that were putting me in alignment with mental strength and mental wellness. And little did I know that when I started that in January or February of 2023, I did not know that I was actually setting the tone and setting the intention for actually having to use this later on in life. I suffered a major blow in life when I lost my mom in August of 2023. And if it had not been for me from January to, let's just say, the end of July, if it had not been for me being a person who was reading her Bible, who was journaling, who was meditating, I probably would not have been able to get through that most tumultuous, difficult time in my life. And because there were times where, I'm not gonna lie, I was upset with God. I was not using the faith that I was taught. I was just kind of going with the emotions and going with the flow from day to day. And I still journaled. I still put down my thoughts. I still put down my feelings to how I was feeling in that moment in time prior to when my mom was in the hospital, and then just a little bit before her passing. And then after her passing, I still journaled and reflected heavy on the things that was going on in my life and how I was feeling. And one of the things that I do want to point out is when you are experiencing grief, unimaginable grief, it is very hard to try to find a light, try to find some type of glimmer of hope in the situation. No matter how bleak it is, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a little glimmer of hope that still shines. We just have to sometimes push forward a little bit harder than what we thought we possibly could. And so when it comes to, again, journaling your thoughts, getting a devotion, aligning yourself, for me, with God's will, and just being open to realizing you're not perfect. Life is going to throw you challenges. Life is going to throw you ups and downs. It's going to throw you curveballs. It's going to put you in unimaginable positions, but you will make it. Following that time in my life where it was a challenge, I have still had lots of challenges after that. But however, within the last year, I set an intention for how my life wanted to be. I had to take these intentions, I had to implement them into my life day by day, week by week, month by month. And so far, so good. I am coming out on the other side of that tumultuous year and a half, a much stronger, a much brighter, a much healthier, a much healed version of probably what I was before losing my mom. And so I just want to encourage you today that if you are a person and you are stuck in life, you are trying to find the perfect balance. I implore you to know that the perfect balance is not going to come until you start. The perfect balance is not going to come until you decide to make changes in your life. The perfect balance is not going to just show up. Sometimes we have to give it to God, and then we also have to do our work. That means we can't be sluggard. We can't be lazy. We can't succumb to life's challenges. We have to get up. We have to pray. We have to meditate. We have to eat right. We have to exercise. And we have to find something that is going to fuel us, whether it be a job, a hobby, or you starting a project. Part of inventing yourself, part of changing your life is knowing that you have to get started. You have to start somewhere. And I suggest you start today. So that is it. I just kind of just had some thoughts when I was walking my dog earlier today that I kind of wanted to get out there, and hopefully this helps someone. If it helps you, please share this to someone. Please subscribe, and again, please join me in my next video coming soon. I promise I won't be away too long, but just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can make your life absolutely how you want it to be. Despite everything that is going on in the world, we still have the capability to change the perspective and the direction of our lives if we are not happy. So until the next time, I will see you later.